Hey guys, welcome. Today we are going to be looking at this simple cryptography room on Shy me called Wise Guy. And it goes thus. A wise guy once said that the answer is usually as plain as day. I had a very good time trying to crack this room. It's way simpler than you would have thought, and it's kind of logical. If you can get the logic behind it, you are going to crack it easily. We have our target address. I've downloaded the source code. And the task one goes, yes, it's me again with another crypto challenge. Have a look at the source code before moving on to task two. You can review the source code by clicking on the download task files button at the top of this task to download the required file. I had already done that, and I'm supposed to start my virtual machine, which I already did. Your friend told me you were wise, but I don't believe them. Can you prove me wrong? When you are ready, click the Start Machine button to fire up the virtual machine. Please allow 3 to 5 minutes for the VM to start fully. Let's go into full mode. So the server is listening on port 1337 via TCP. So now I'm going for the source code. We're going to come here. I have it already. So when we look at the source code carefully, you're going to see that we have that we're supposed to get a flag that goes thus THM, open curly bracket. We have the flag there and we have the close curly bracket. And we've been told that it was XOR. So now what this is telling us is that we have a flag, we have a key, and we have the XOR output. So we are going to look at what XOR is, how it works, and how we're going to use it to decode this. We've been also told that the key is of length 5 and it is made up of ASCII letters and digits. Do you understand? Yeah, so we have this XOR encoded text as flag 1. That's what we'll be given. So we are going to use the key. So once we get the key, we're going to try to derive the key from that flag and the encoded text, XOR encoded text. So what is the encryption key? If we get the encryption key right, we are going to get this output. Congrats, that is the correct key. And here is the flag 2. So we're going to get the flag 2. If else, that means if we don't have the right key, the output we are going to get is close but not cigar. And if something goes wrong, except this, any of the two, we are going to have something went wrong. Please try again. Understood? So now we are going to connect on port 1337 via TCP. If you don't understand what this is about, it's okay, really. I didn't understand it at first. It took me a while to understand. I had to read up to understand what is it. So you can also just take your time. By the time you do few more challenges, you get familiar with all these things. The next thing I'm going to do now is we are back here. I'm going to look at the target IP address, which is 10.10.47.178. 10.10.47.178. So I'm going to try to connect 10.10.47.178. Then port 1337. Yeah, so we have our encoded text. Don't forget it is, see, this XOR encoded text as flag 1, just as it was mentioned in the code. You see, this XOR encoded text as flag 1. What is the encryption key? Exactly the same way. So what is the encryption key? So we are going to copy this, our XOR encoded. And don't forget that it is in hex, HEX. This output is in X. We come back to our browser and we are going to come to Cyberchef. Okay. So now that we are on Cyberchef, let's wait while that loads. This is your go-to tool. If you are new to challenges, it has almost everything that you need. So I'm going to paste that there. Ctrl V. This is our XOR encoded text. It is in hex, and we are trying to decrypt this. Now, this is what our, if you look closely, we are having, I think, 80 selected. And don't forget, for X output, for X strings like this, 2 digits, 2 represents 1 unit. I don't know if I'm making sense. So now we are having 80 of it. You can see the output length is 80. That means we have about 40 characters here. These are one of the little things you just take note of. That means we are having 40 characters. This X is representing 40 characters because it is XOR. Thank you. Now here's what I want to explain. For XOR, let me expand. Good. XOR. This is what it actually does. We have, let's say, A XOR B gives you C, right? That means B XOR C should give you A, and that also means that A XOR B, no, A XOR C should give you B. Now with this logic, what this means is that, let me just do this. What this means is that if A is my XOR output, let's name that O output. Let's say output. And B is my key. Let's write key. And C is my flag. Let's write flag. That means that, enter, oh sorry, that means that my key, that's B, XOR my flag should give me what? My key XOR my flag should give me what? My output, right? And it also means that my output XOR my key, my flag, my output XOR my flag should give me what? Should give me my key. So this is the relationship. Once you can understand this concept I just put here, you are ready to solve this challenge. So we have the output already, which is what this hexadecimal digits. We don't have our key yet, and we have our flag. We have what our flag should look like from this. This is what our flag should look like. THM. So we are sure that the first thing we are seeing is T, the next thing we are seeing is H, and the next thing we are seeing is M. We're supposed to see a curly bracket. Then we have our flag that we have no idea of. And the last thing we are going to see is this closed curly bracket. That's what that just means. Good. So whether we know what is in the curly brackets or not, we have the first 4 characters and the last characters. The first 4 characters, that's the THM. Then the last character, we don't know what is in here, but we know the last character, which is this. Agreed? So we have an idea of the first 4 digits, and we have an idea of the first 4 characters and the last character. Now, the good thing about this is that it is synonymous. So that means this first 2, this 33 is corresponding to this T. This 22 is corresponding to this H. This 27, this 7A is corresponding to this M. And this 19 is corresponding to this close curly bracket. Now let's look at it critically. Don't forget when I started, this is 80 in length. So we are supposed to use our key on these 80 characters. 80 in the sense that we have 80 hexadecimal digits, but they're representing 40 characters. Don't forget 2 digits to 1 character. If you go back to the previous cryptography rooms we've done, you are going to see what I'm talking about. That means we have 40 characters here. Maybe alphabet, string, anything. we have 40 characters here in the real sense. So if our key is 5 in length, 5 digits in length, from what we know here, from this, okay, where is it? I can't find it. So from what we have in our source code, yes, source code, we have that the key length is 5. And you see flag 1, key length, can have it is 5. So what this means is that by the time you rotate the key on 40 characters, you are going to have what? A whole number. That's 8. 5 times 8 is 40. That means if it's going to go in a whole number of times. And that means this last 30 here is representing the closed curly bracket. I hope I've not made this complex. Really. So now we're going to delete all this and have just our flag. Right? Great. Now we know this is in hex. So I'm going to type from X. Then I'm going to apply XOR. Just the same way I explained. XOR. Good. I'm going to open a new, I'm supposed to open a new tab. Okay. Here we go again. Let's wait for that to load. Now, here, I'm going to type XOR. We have XOR here. Now, I'm going to put my flag, the way my flag should appear, THM. Yes, and don't forget that we are supposed to have a closed curly bracket. Our key length is 5, right? Now, I'm going to come here to my output. Don't forget, A XOR B gives you C, and like that, and like that, and like that. So this 33 represents the first T, 22 represents H, 7A represents M, 19 represents the open curly bracket. I'm going to copy this and put it here. We are leaving this as X because that is in X. Now, also don't forget that we have a last curly bracket, this closed curly bracket. This is going to represent the last key. The key is 5 digits. Yeah. So now this here is our key. This is A. XOR B gives us C. B XOR A gives us, sorry, B XOR C gives us A, and A XOR C will give us B. That's just what we are doing here. And we need to be careful about the form with which our key is in X. That's why this is in X. So to be sure that this is our key, just to confirm that this is our key, we are going to copy this. We are going to come to this tab. We are going to input the key. Now, don't forget, this key that we inputted is not in hex. It's UTF-8. Can you see? We have our output. That's just what we've been trying to do. The first 4 digits represent the first 4 letters, and these last digits represent the last digit, the last letter. So we have our key, we have our output. C'est fini. We are going to copy this now. We are going to come to our terminal. Okay. Come to our terminal. Oh, we are going to put that there. Paste selection. Oh, sorry. What did I do? So I'm going to come here. I'm supposed to copy this. GJ7BM. Copy. Coming back to my terminal. Paste. Okay, and I'm going to press enter. Yeah. So this is the correct key, and here is flag 2. So we have flag 1 already, and this is flag 2. Copy selection. And come back to try Acme. We put our flag 2 there. Paste. Submit. Then we still have our flag one somewhere here. Yeah, this is our flag one. We're going to copy this. We're coming back here. I'm going to paste it here. So with this, we've come to the end of this room. If you don't understand, just take your time, watch again. And I'm going to put a very good write-up that I found online that helped me also to do this. So it's like there are two ways to do it. You could either use your Python or you could use the Cyberchef to do it. I chose the Cyberchef because it's a simpler way for me to do that. Thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.